This is the festival of Vaayu, of the five elements. At this time of the year, he is most dominant. Sometimes the winds are coming down this mountain at 120 kilometers per hour. If you go up there to the seventh hill, right now you may be blown away. So, what is the significance of this? The blowing of the wind at this time, which only this part of the world largely receives, is very, very significant. When this shift is happening from Uttarayana to Dakshinayana, from the northern run of the sun to the southern run, a certain shift is happening in the energy spheres of the planet. So a yogi is trying to make some shift within himself to adjust to the new realities of Dakshinayana. That's why Shiva turned south. They say that's coming 14th, on that day he turned south. So, when this is happening, wind is a very wonderful thing because with the process of living, the planet is a home to various kinds of things, more things than most people will ever understand. Each one of them, in many ways, have a mind of their own. And they're all creating their own little energy spaces. From a worm to an insect, to an elephant, to human beings, to disembodied beings, to alien creatures, all kinds. Every one of them is trying to create their own, carve out their own energy space on the planet. This twice a year, when the sun shifts from north to south, and again between December, the last Purnami that you have in the year, and the first one that comes in January, these two times, there is a certain fluidity, there is a certain possibility for shifting what's within us and what's around us. So all these cocoons of energy, all these various energy manifestations that have happened in the last 5 to 6 months become fluid at this time. The integrity of that gets loosened. And at that time, a wind like this is beautiful because it will wash everything away. Very clearly establish how every other energy cocoon that is being created by so many types of life forms will all get wiped out in this wind. But the spiritual energy space that we create is the only thing that will remain through this wind, undisturbed. In fact, it flourishes at this time. So, this is the time of the year. Whatever kind of negative influences of either karma or outside impacts upon your life you have, this is the easiest time for you to get rid of. One thing is the month is fluid by itself, another thing is being in the south of Vindhyas is very, very important. This has been expressed in so many ways in our tradition. Why it is so important to be south of Vindhyas in this part of the world? Now, this is not coming from prejudice, it is just that certain things have come together in a certain way that we can take advantage of it. There may be other places like this in the world. This is the place we know of. One thing is, the latitude is important. Another thing is, right at the right time when things are fluid on the planet, this level of wind, this level of Vaayu, this element of wind, air, behaving the way it's behaving is very, very important. One can cleanse himself effortlessly. Karmic substances that you are not able to shake off for lifetimes can be dropped simply with the elements working upon you. Wind and water are at their best in this month. The two most significant aspects of who you are is wind and water. 72% is water, over 6% is wind within you. Unless you have more hot air, I don't know about that. If you're the hot air type, maybe we'll have to increase the percentage. But for a normal human being, it's around 6%. That is 78%. That's a lot. And using this time of the year effectively can be done in many ways. Simply being open to it is good enough. To people who are stuck in their own cycles, small cycles of their own. A cycle means people go into cycles, either consciously or unconsciously. Cycle means something that's repetitive. Cycle means safety. Cycle means security. All the people who knowingly or unknowingly, who are most of the time security conscious, naturally will form a karmic cycle, which is very strong and small, not even very large. If I make a circle which is 10,000 miles, you don't know whether it's a circle or a straight line, isn't it? If I make a circle of 10 feet diameter, very safe. It's a familiar terrain all the time, round and round. But if you're going in circles, it is safe, but you don't get anywhere, that's all. So, all those minds who are constantly, knowingly or unknowingly, are security conscious, even inside the ashram. They're very security conscious about their position, about their this, about their things, everything they've given up but, the pillow. Their own pillow, they're not willing to. Can't give it away, pillow is… So, once they seek like this, unknowingly their karmic cycles will become very small cycle. Breaking that becomes difficult for such people, especially for such people. This time of the year is most significant. This is the time to drop it. This is the time to go beyond it. So energy patterns which have been caused by karmic cycles can be easily broken at this time of the year. This is the time to break your old habits or any kind of habit, old or new, and set a straight line for your life. You must set a straight line for your life. Every day is unfamiliar terrain, means every day you're in new terrain means it is not an opportunity to be in fear. It is a possibility that you are moving into new space every day. That means you're getting somewhere for sure, isn't it? But people always seek the familiar. If you seek the familiar, unknowingly you will become cycles, your energy will form cycles. So this time of the year, the grace is on, Vaayu Deva is on with us, that even if you want to stay in a circle, he'll blow you away. It's a good time to do many things with yourself.
If these five elements are in your control, just whole life process is in your control. The very process of birth, living and death is 100% in your control if you take these five elements into your charge.
If you want to do proper practice of Bhuta Shuddhi, please come, we have elaborate systems of Bhuta Shuddhi. Probably nowhere else in the world right now, these kind of systems are offered, but they will need a certain amount of preparation and absolute dedication to pursue them.